Buffalo Sabres are one of the hottest teams in the National Hockey League right now. They won 5 games in a row hitting in the last night's game against the Canadiens, and now they're looking to make it 6. But there's also something a little different about these Canadiens this time around as well. I mean, if that offense wasn't already scary enough as it is, how about that 6'4", trash-talking, red-hot goaltender that's been between the pipes? As you can imagine, there was plenty of storylines hitting into this one. It's a 4-point night within the Atlantic Division, and I'm going to do my best to break this one down for everybody who's interested. But first, I want to tell you that today's video is indeed brought to you by the good folks over at Miraj Trading. And at MirageTrading.com, it's always exciting when you see something new on the menu. Like this 2025-2026 OPG hobby box. Look at that. Doesn't that look nice? I want it. You probably didn't even know you wanted it until about now. But the good news is you can find their links in the description of today's video. And the quicker you get that order in, the quicker they can get Sylvester Stallone from Rocky IV to deliver it to you. So here we go. Dobie is the man. He gets the start for the Canadiens last night. Alex Lyon is back between the pipes for the Sabres. The puck is dropped. And right from that opening face-off, the Sabres, they got their work boots on, okay? They start funneling shots towards Jakub Dobie because they're trying to break him down early in this one. But unfortunately for them, just like we've seen over the past couple of games against Vegas and Colorado, Dobie is one confident bastard right now. Our boy, he's got the confidence of Kim Jong-un when he's around the ladies. He's not worried about nothing. Somewhere around the midway mark of the period, we're going to get our first penalty of the game. Compliments of Tage Thompson. And you can pretty much pick which penalty you want to call here. And on that following power play, in a period where the Canadiens pretty much had nothing, they had a sluggish start, they're going to take advantage of this opportunity. And they're going to strike first with an ICBPM from Juraj Slavkovsky. What a shot. What a goal. That's his 21st goal of the season, which is a new career high for him. Congratulations. And that goal, it definitely seemed to give the Canadiens a little bit of a spark. The first period comes to an end. The shots, they're pretty even. However, the Sabres, they find themselves down by a goal on home ice. But I wouldn't even worry about it, Sabres fans. Relax. Because you see, when the second period begins, believe it or not, the Sabres, they look even stronger than what they did in the first period. For some reason, the Habs, they can't even seem to stay out of the penalty box. And after a brutal turnover by Mike, the mathematician, the Canadiens are scrambling. They do take a penalty on this one, but before they even get control of the puck, Tage Thompson sits up Owen Power, who tucks away goal number 4 on the season. And Dobie, he looked a little frustrated about that one. He was probably more disappointed in his teammates than anything else. Sometimes they don't make it easy on him. Jack Quinn rings one off the post. He gets dangerously close to giving his team a lead. And here we go. Now is when the parade to the penalty box really starts to happen. Noah Dobson gets caught for a high stick. And as soon as the Canadiens kill this one off and he gets back out onto the ice, guess what? Hudson? I didn't even know he could reach Alex Tuck. He gets caught for a high stick too, and the Habs officially allow the Sabres to take the lead. Ostlund wires one past Dobie, and based off of what we've all seen from this Sabres team in the past, I mean, a lot of Habs fans, they were already throwing in the towel at this point. So after the third period we go, where, believe it or not, the Montreal Canadiens, they come out of the gate with a little bit of an extra jump in their step. Hudson's going hard to the net. Demidov is making shit happen out there. It felt like they were all over Buffalo to start this period. And when Noah Dobson slides this puck into traffic, guess who gets a piece of it? It's him. Cole Caulfield, our little bundle of joy, has got it all tied up at 2. That's his 31st goal of the season. And you see, Caulfield, he might have been held off the score sheet in Colorado, but there wasn't a snowball's chance in hell that he was about to let it happen again. Look at the reaction from the fans. There was a lot of Habs fans in Buffalo that night. That building was going nuts. It's about to get even more crazy in there, because just a few minutes later, he's going to do it all over again. Kirby Dach forces the turnover with some strong play along the boards, and Nick Suzuki sends it over to one of the top goal scorers in the league right now. In fact, the undisputed top American goal scorer in the league. There's no doubt about that one. And I'm going to keep rubbing this in Bell's face whenever I get the opportunity. And yes, you're right, he does kind of look like a Shooter McGavin love child. But it appears as if the Canadiens have done it. It's late in the period, and they're officially on top. Only one task remains. Now you're just gonna shut him down, and this is where Dobie deserves so much credit right now. For the remainder of the game, he's the star of the show. He slams the door shut. Not only that, but he trolls him. He's being a complete dick about it. You gotta love it. You gotta love that part of his game. And he's just having such a good time right now. He's having the time of his life. Oliver Kapanen, with just a few seconds remaining on the clock, he's gonna skip a rock down the ice just to get one more. And ladies and gentlemen, your final score of this game is 4-2 for the Montreal Canadiens. Was it a gutsy win? Absolutely. The Canadiens have picked up 6 out of a possible 6 points. And when you look at the level of the competition that they've been facing, this was no easy feat. And I'm sure we can all agree that what we've been seeing from this team is very encouraging right now. So now we're going to look at some facts, okay? We're going to spice up this story a little bit. The Red Wings, they got absolutely smoked by the Colorado Avalanche yesterday. The Panthers, they even lost. The Leafs, nobody really cares about them. But what I'm trying to say here is that it was a really good night within the Atlantic Division, especially from our perspective. Not only have the Canadiens pulled ahead of the Sabres and Bruins in the standings by a couple of points now, but they're only 1 point away from the Red Wings with a game in hand. And first place in the Atlantic Division, it looks reachable. They can touch it now. They can touch the top. In the entire National Hockey League, they currently sit in 7th place. And for the very first time since the beginning of the season, I'm starting to actually have some confidence in the goaltending situation. Dolby is the goaltender that I was confident in at the beginning of the season. And Kazakhstan's right now, he appears to be locked in once again. This is great news for everybody. I mean, everybody knows that goal scoring is not an issue for this team right now. They're actually 3rd place in the National Hockey League in goals scored. Only Edmonton and Colorado are ahead of them. So as you can imagine, it's insane to think about what kind of damage they can pull off with a hot goaltender. That's really all they need right now. But what a great time to be alive. Nick Suzuki is on pace for 95 points this season. Cole Caulfield is on pace for somewhere around 48 goals. Holy shit. I mean, it's crazy enough to picture him getting 40, but can you imagine this guy getting 50 somehow? Lane Hudson is still over a point per game right now as a defenseman, and Juraj Slafkovsky, Kapanen, and Demidov. This trio has got to be the most entertaining kid line that I've seen since I've been watching the Habs. But that's going to do it. I'm going to end this one on a positive note. You guys can let me know your thoughts down in the comments section. Let me know what you thought about the game. Let me know what you thought about Dolby's performance once again. Do you let him start every game now before the Olympics? Because that's how I'm feeling. But I hope you enjoyed this one. Please don't forget to rip the nails right off of the like button before you leave here. And hey, I'll see you next time.